just kept seeing the numbers go up and up and up, and we're like, whoa, Richard's at like 5K. He was at 2.5 like the other day. Like, what the heck's going on? Holy shit, Richard's at 10K. Like, what? Like, holy shit, Richard's at like 15, 20. Like, there was one day where you, I think, got like 4,000 subs in one day.
Sounds right.
It was like 3.9 in one day. So we figured out later. So what was happening was the Expo video went pretty crazy, and that was getting a ton of views.
I think what helped it was
Lisa blasted it.
The backlinking.
Oh yeah.
Because it was
getting backlinked on a bunch of websites.
It was embedded in websites, and that's a signal to YouTube that says this is an important video. So then it starts suggesting it more.
Yeah, so it started suggesting it more, which led to more traffic to your channel. But then people were going back and watching the original video that we launched with 5 months ago.
I think that was called. I think it was a sidebar recommendation.
Probably.
Like at first, it was a sidebar recommendation.
Yeah, and it's why do I use a wheelchair if I can walk? And that video currently has 1.6 million views.
Well, what popped first was the flying video.
Oh yeah, that's what was happening. We had the video where you flew, how to fly in an airplane, and that had like a quarter. That got like a quarter of a million.
So it's at 300 plus now.
Wow.
Maybe even 400. But
nuts.
The flying video hit first, and it was very much like a lot of people were like, I don't use a wheelchair. Why am I watching this? And
it's like, why am I watching this at 3 a.m.?
I'm afraid of flying. Why am I watching this? You know, like,
yeah.
But a lot of people really liked that video because it was really valuable. I mean, if you remember when we first made it, I was like, this one's gonna go big.
And it did.
Because it's so important.
And it did go, quote unquote, big when we launched it. We were like, whoa, got 5,000 views in a week.
Yeah.
It's funny because when we first launched the why do I use a wheelchair if I can walk video, it popped on Facebook pretty crazy, and that got
440,000 on
440,000 views, and we were pretty stoked on that.
Majorly stoked.
Like, that was insane.
That was a big deal, man.
Yeah, and I think I remember in the beginning we were stoked that it had like 40,000. We were like, whoa, 40,000. And then like that one page shared it and it gained like hundreds.
I think it had like 4,000. And then because we launched it on a Wednesday, and then nothing happened until Friday. And I remember I was at the gym and my mom messaged me like 40 times in a row. I was like, hey, are you looking at Facebook? Are you checking this? Everything going on? What's happening right now? You should check your Facebook. I'm like, dude, I'm working out. Like, leave me alone. Quit texting me. She's like, no, you really need to look. And I like looked, and it was like blowing the fuck up. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some page with like Spina Bifida shared it.
Yeah.
But
it's actually my sister's dentist's
cousin twice removed.
No, his kid.
Oh, nice.
Her chiropractor's kid.
I see.
His name's Roman.
Yeah. The page is like Roman's Journey or something like that. Yeah, so that's when that popped originally. And so, yeah, over the course of these 3 weeks, that same video 5 months later actually trended on YouTube.
For 2 days.
Do you know how high it got on trending?
I have no idea. I didn't even know it got into trending until it stopped. I noticed like the numbers dropping off, and then someone left a comment that was like, oh, come on, YouTube, only 2 days. This video is the most 2013 video in the best way that I've ever seen in my entire life. This is educational. It needs to be on the front page. It needs to be on the front page longer than that. Come on. Like, they were like mad at YouTube.
But see, I thought those were all being hypothetical when I saw those comments rolling in about trending. They're like, this is the stuff that belongs on the trending page.
No, like,
and I thought it was like, yeah, you're right. It does belong on the trending page.
No,
but people were like, it was on the trending page, and they were like, yo, I'm stoked that this was on the trending page.
Yeah.
And for people that don't know YouTube lingo, the trending page is literally
the top 100?
It's the, I think, top 100 videos, but it's literally a separate tab on YouTube. You can go to trending and it'll show you the top trending videos. It's not recommended for you. It's not like tailored specifically for you.
Everybody sees the same
Everyone
trending.
sees the same thing, but it's by country. So if you're in USA, you'll see the USA trending. If you're in India, you'll see India's trending. So like it was for USA probably, but maybe even Canada, maybe even somewhere else.
So the days that I was getting, what was happening is people were watching my airplane video and leaving a thumb or a like or a comment. So YouTube was like, cool, let's keep suggesting that. And then on my end card or on my
sidebar
was, why do I walk if I use a wheelchair? They click on that, And the same thing would happen. They would like, they would comment, they would share, they would do all of the things that says, hey, YouTube, this is a good video.
Exactly.
So they see these 2 videos.
Even though it's 5 months old.
Yeah, exactly. And they see these videos that are gaining a lot of speed, and then YouTube goes, okay, I'll start, just like the Veritasium video on the right-hand corner. It started just recommending it and suggesting it. And people were like, finally, YouTube gives me a good suggested video. Like, people were like, thank goodness. And then it hit trending because everyone was clicking. My click-through rate was 13.8.
Holy shit. So for people that don't know what that means, for every 100 people that saw the thumbnail and title anywhere on YouTube, 13.8 people out of those 100 were clicking on the video to watch it.
I don't know if that's how click-through rate works. That might be.
I'm pretty sure it's like because it's a percentage, 13.8%.
So let me.
Out of 100 people that saw it, 13.8 would click it.
Well, I'll put it into bigger context for you. 5% is godlike.
Yeah.
If you can make a video consistently stay
with
at
5% click-through rate,
there's YouTube.
That's when it starts recommending it like crazy.
YouTube is going to suggest it everywhere. This was a 13.8 click-through rate.
That's insane.
Yeah. Which
That's
every time
insane.
It showed up on anyone's screen, someone says, gotta watch it, click.
Mm-hmm. Which is kind of crazy because that's how YouTube works these days, is it's all about click-through rate and watch time.
It's like 98.6% recommended by YouTube views.
Yeah, so like 98% of the views were coming directly from YouTube.
Well, YouTube showing it to people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you were sharing it and people were sharing it in the emails or Facebook or anything. It was literally YouTube was
YouTube says, I want to keep people on my platform longer. I want to show them more ads. What's interesting things that I can show them? Here.
Yep, exactly. And what's being monetized. And we turned on monetization, which is cool. Because before this, you had no ads on your videos. You weren't turning on monetization at all.
I was holding out for sponsorship because that's still what I really care about. But you made a good point. That was like, dude, it's money on the table. Just turn the freaking ads on.
Yeah, and people are used to seeing ads. Like if they're on YouTube at all,
and there's they're limited ads. I don't have the pop-ups. I don't have the cards. I just have an ad at the beginning, somewhere in the middle, and then
you know what's funny?
And then at the end, if someone wants to like actually keep watching towards the end.
Yeah. You know what's funny is, so I'm logged in as you on my computer, so I can upload, but I always just switch back to my account, and sometimes I'll like watch videos on your channel on accident.
Yes.
And I'll get ads, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I get so mad because I have YouTube Premium. So I pay $10 a month to not watch any ads on YouTube, and I get viscerally angry.
Do you manage a team? How about Monday.com?
Dude, literally, I see the ad, and I immediately, instead of just sticking it out, switch to my account so I don't have to watch the ad.
I would too. I hate ads. I can't.
Yeah. Even if the skip button's like almost there,
That's
I'm like, no, no.
I have such a bad taste in my mouth for ads. I cannot. I do not like ads. But you know what's recently changed my mind, and this is gonna sound so silly. I was over at Julia's, and we were watching Family Guy on Hulu. She pays for Hulu. They still serve her ads.
Yep.
Every 7 minutes, she gets 6 to 8 ads that you cannot skip through. They're 30 seconds long.
Sometimes they go a minute.
I'd blow my brains out.
Literally, I get so mad and start pacing around. I'm like, no, we can't watch this anymore. I'm like, we gotta stop. She's like, just relax.
Jeez.
And I'm like, okay, fine. Then my 3 ads on my YouTube video are not a big deal then, fine.
No. Yeah, that's the thing, man, is we listen to a lot of stuff where you can skip the ads. I mean, I'll be honest, on a lot of podcasts, I skip the ads. People in the podcast world, they're like, dude, I got bad ad karma. Like, they'll talk about, like, they're like, well, I don't want people to skip ads on my podcast, so I listen to all the ads on other people's podcasts. It's funny. I'm kind of like, yeah, that's not really how it works, but okay. Like,
they just look at downloads, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, you know what's kind of crazy is, like, certain platforms are now doing dynamic ads on podcasts. Where, like, for example, if you live in Florida, I can serve you, like, Florida-based ads or, like, contextually dynamic ads because, like, for example, on Spotify, you're streaming the podcast rather than downloading it, so they can just, like, insert an ad.
Oh, I get it. Okay. But not,
you got to sign up for that.
Not red ads.
Yeah, they're not going to be read by you, but they're ads that are placed based on where you're at. And it's kind of crazy because I think also there's certain platforms now that can do it based on like where your IP address is, even if it's not on Spotify or something. So when you stream that specific podcast, it inserts a dynamic ad versus just the normal ad reads or whatever, which is kind of crazy. It's based on like your IP address or something.
I mean, that's how ads work usually.
Totally.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool. That,
I like that.
Because also what that means is normally on a podcast, that ad is tied to that episode forever, and it might be irrelevant later on. But what that means is they can backlog stuff and make ads relevant all the time, even if it's an old episode.
Would you get paid the same?
I think. I don't know. I'm not in that world as far as that. I'm not that crazy
that's
on
how
it.
I think about it. Like, for example, here's the, like, AdSense is like the lamest money in the sense that you get the least bang for your buck compared to sponsorship deals, compared to merchandise, compared to products.
If you're on Google Preferred, though, you might have stupid AdSense. Like, we don't know. Because like, if you're on Google Preferred, what that does is they lump you into a group of players. So, for example, The Late Night Show, Trevor Noah, like Seth Meyers, Jimmy Kimmel, they're all a part of a Google Preferred group, and like someone like Chevy can be like, yeah, we want to buy the spots on every single one of those things, because the demographic of people that are watching their shows, like they're in the market to buy a car or whatever, and YouTube knows that, and so they lump you into like a network almost. For example, another one is like Rhett and Link. They're part of Google Preferred. The Dude Perfect, the slow-mo guys, like all the Liza Koshy.
What about like Pewdie and like Jake?
PewDiePie is not in Google Preferred. Jake Paul's not in Google Preferred. Logan Paul's not in Google Preferred. You can literally go on YouTube and see who is in Google Preferred. Like, it's a public list, because brands will go in and be like, yes, we want to place ads on Google Preferred, and it's almost a way to test the waters with big brands. Like, for example, let's say freaking Nike had never done YouTube ads before, and they're like, I don't know, we're just gonna put our ads on like random videos, and YouTube is like, we've got a grouping of our best creators that have the best, they've got really good watch time, and they've got really loyal creators and really loyal audiences, and they have really high engagement rates and all this stuff. Like, we can put you only on our preferred area. It's gonna cost you a little bit more, but we can guarantee results. And so, because YouTube is getting paid more, because they're hand selecting these creators, these brands are shelling out more because they're only being placed on these specific things. That's why when, like, for example, like Jimmy Kimmel had a video on like a shooting, and it was still monetized, but YouTube was demonetizing all the other shooting videos. Like Philip DeFranco's shooting video was demonetized, but he's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, they went on record saying that they were going to demonetize all these shooting videos, but here's Jimmy Kimmel, YouTube's golden boy, who's still got GMC Denali videos rolling. Like, what gives? And it's like, oh, well, he's part of Google Preferred, so it's like kind of not the same. And it's like, should be, So they treat it different. And because they're in this Google Preferred thing, they're geting paid more, which means the creators get paid more.
So they get a higher,
so they're getting stupid AdSense.
Higher CPM.
And that's why Logan Paul was like really mad when the whole Forest thing happened, because he was on Google Preferred, and then they took him off, and now he's no longer. So that means his AdSense went like way down. Sorry, I just spit.
Either way, that's why I was initially hesitant to put on ads in the beginning, because I was like, I don't want to fucking interrupt my content to nickel and dime it. But
yeah, exactly, because you're gonna make what, $5 before this whole thing happened. It was like, well, I can turn on ads and make 9 cents.
I mean, the peak gave me a little bit of money.
Yeah,
but
nice little chunk.
It was not. It's not going to be consistent. Like, that would be stupid to believe. Like, all right, cool. Now I can base everything on this 2-day event. Like,
yeah, but it was longer than 2 days. Like, it was like a pretty like decent like 5, 6, 7. I mean, it was happening while I was gone.
Yeah,
the last week of it was like kind of slowing down.
But what I mean, it's just like all the monetized views or whatever.
Yeah, because you you were getting 500,000 views a day.
And those 2 days I had the AdSense turned on.
Yeah, exactly, which is awesome.